Coming up later here on Trevor Sports, it's absolutely nothing, because we are going to spend our time watching Sportsnight. Good evening. Sportsnight brings you a Premier League special where tonight we're focusing one game, and it's two sides that have had a bit of a rivalry in the history. Liverpool versus Chelsea was born out by a goal that never was, and since then the two rivals face down in Europe. And in the Premier League, the battle could all be renewed tonight as Frank Lampard looks to get one over on Jurgen Klopp's side. And of course we'll bring the roundup of all the other games played today, including an 11-goal thriller between Spurs and Southampton. Well, more on the 11-goal thriller later. Maybe we should have picked that for the main game. However, for us, the main game for us is Liverpool versus Chelsea. An important side for both sides. Liverpool know that the championship race really depends on them performing today. As for Chelsea, well, their form's been really bad recently, only getting a possible 5 points in their last 5 games for them. So it was all up for grabs. And your commentator for this one is Trev Motson.
Well, here we are at Anfield, another plot in the title race in week 20, in match day 27 here, and you've seen this, and this big event here on Sportsnight, our main event, sees Liverpool take on Chelsea. They know Liverpool win, coupled with a Manchester United loss, could put them a point clear. It's 2 points to gap between the men from Old Trafford and the men from Anfield, but Frank Lampard's Chelsea have still got aspirations of a European berth. They're only a point behind Everton, but they need to close the gap quite conclusively on 5th place, Leicester City, who they trail by 7 or 8 points tonight. And a win will go some way to closing that gap. And some sensational news in the Liverpool lineup tonight, because Bobby Firmino, who's been the main central striker in this Liverpool side, is on the bench. He's replaced by the former Wolves player Diego Jota in a front three that contains Mane and Salah. Otherwise, the team more or less picks itself. For Chelsea, 6 to 7 changes from the team that drew against Manchester United, most notably up front. Hudson-Odoi, Giroud and Pulisic all claim the places. Mendy, of course, keeps his place in goal. Azpilicueta comes in place of Reece James at right back. Another plot and the title race takes place on this very cold Wednesday night in Anfield. Can Liverpool put the heat on Manchester United here tonight? Well, it's been a bit of a chess match in the opening 10 minutes. Liverpool in the red attacking their favourite Kop end in the first half. They usually attack in the second half, but Chelsea obviously won the toss and decided that they're going to let Liverpool kick towards their favourite end in the first half. Zuma now for Chelsea. Hudson-Odoi, Thiago Silva. Silva again to Zuma. Oh, that's a poor ball from Zuma. And here's a chance now for Mo Salah. Oh, it's in there. It's 1-0 Liverpool. Mo Salah. And what a gift from Kurt Zuma that was. He played some very poor balls on Saturday at Stamford Bridge against Manchester United, which wasn't punished. He's played one tonight, just as bad. And Mo Salah has absolutely punished him, hook, line and sinker. Liverpool are doing their bit to close the gap and keep the pressure on Manchester United at the top of the Premier League. 12 minutes gone. And just what Liverpool needed, but, well, Frank Lampard will be fuming with Kurt Zuma here. So loose the pass there. And he knows. And there's nothing that Mendy can do about the shot. It's a real gift, really, for Liverpool. And Kurt Zuma, who was guilty of playing some loose passes on Saturday against Manchester United, has done so tonight. And Liverpool have the lead on 12 minutes. Well, it's a real setback for Chelsea, that, because they were really containing Liverpool at that point. Henderson playing that forward. And now Marley's going to get onto this. And Zuma again a little slow on the uptake. And Alexander-Arnold with the cross. Played in there once more. And again, the cross has come charging in once more. And Henderson back to Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool born and bred, this fella. And a foul there by Kovacic, who actually said to the referee, I got the ball. I've got to admit, I think he might have a case here. Let's have a look at it on the replay. Close-up view. Oh, he got the ball. I think Alexander-Arnold's conned the referee a little bit there. And Kovacic giving the referee certainly a piece of his mind. But the decision stands, and it's a free kick to Liverpool. Whether Chelsea like the decision or not, that's for another matter, as that free kick comes in and it's headed away by the captain Aspilicueta for another corner now, this time for Liverpool. And Alexander-Arnold once again will take the corner. A line of about 4 red shirts in the outside the area, and one of them was Fabinho, and it's over the top into the cup, and a goal kick and an escape for Chelsea by all proportions there. They weren't good on the marking, it's got to be said. 18 minutes gone, nearly 19 minutes now. Liverpool still leading, but Chelsea yet to come to the ball. Maybe Cameron Hudson-Odoi could try and change that now for them. Just running into traffic there. Jorginho will pick up the ball. What about maybe an audacious 50-yard shot maybe, but thought better of it. And Kovacic now has it in there towards Giroud, a big bulky striker, and it's equalised in spectacular style. It's 1-1. And the cheers will be greeted with huge approval at Old Trafford tonight. There's no doubt about that. Another twist in the title race. And it's been provided by a super goal from Olivier Giroud. Well, lovely ball in here by Jorginho. He starts to move off. Kovacic laid it in. And what a good turn. And what a finish into the top left-hand corner. And Liverpool never saw it coming. So the league champions and holders of the Premier League have been pegged back to 1-1. And the title race takes another twist. Giroud makes it 1-1. Well, inside the last quarter hour of this really good first half here, the put line's been really good. Here's Salah. Mo Salah, oof! I think that might have just flicked the post. I don't think Mendy was sure that was going wide at all. Let's have a look on the replay. Did it flick the post? Oh, it nearly did. It wasn't far away. Here's Allison. And the game now evenly poised. There'll be some, as I say, interesting spectators along at Old Trafford as well. And Mane has been fouled there. That's surely going to be a free kick and a yellow card. Is it to Cesar Aspilicueta? It is. So he picks up the booking here. And I make that the first of the evening for either a Liverpool or a Chelsea player. And it was a fair decision from the referee. So Trent Alexander-Arnold to take the free kick then. He'll no doubt float it in which he does there towards Mo Salah, and he goes down. It's a penalty. It's a penalty for Liverpool. And the referee had no doubts. Chelsea imploring the referee to change his mind. He's not going to do that, obviously. They are absolutely livid. Well, let's have a look. Did Jorginho foul him? Yes, he did. Quite conclusively. And Salah will take the penalty. This for 2-1, and what a moment this could be in the title race. And Mendy has pulled off a magnificent save. And Anfield is stunned. Not the greatest of penalties. Good eye for the goalkeeper, but what a save that is. And the title race takes another twist. Well, this game of football never ceases to amaze me. It really doesn't. All the years I've been doing it. And it never ceases to amaze one. Here's Mane with a shot. Oh, I thought that had gone in then. half the ground, saw the net ripple and thought it had gone in, but it's hit the back of the advertising boards and behind again. And how close was this? Oh, that wasn't close. That wasn't too far away. So a couple of minutes into the second half, and Liverpool beginning the second half like the end of the first half, on the attack and on the front foot. 1-1 the score here between themselves and Chelsea. A real opportunity now. Chelsea will have their say on the title race, even though they're not going to be in and around it. Mane's gone down there, and a free kick has been awarded by the referee. He wants away with Pulisic, and he becomes the second Chelsea player in the referee's notepad. Well, it's getting a bit feisty out there on a cold night, but the temperature on the pitch is white hot between the two sides. Now then, will Trent Alexander-Arnold fancy this one? It's tailor-made for him, right foot. Oh, he's floated it in there towards the back post, headed away there by Kovacic. Oh, it's Robertson! And what a save that is from Mendy, very unorthodox. And then the two Chelsea players on the rebound almost made a complete Doug's dinner of clearing that. It's worth another look, this save from Mendy. Robertson strikes it true. Good save there. Zuma tries to clear it, hits Salah, comes off the back of Zuma, and two Chelsea players almost collide. Mendy's penalty save and that unorthodox save with the foot has really kept Chelsea in business here tonight. It's all Liverpool at the moment with Andrew Robertson. No foul. Play on. No, it is a foul there by Mount. I beg your pardon. For a moment, the referee is going to play on, and I had a little glance towards him and realised that he had blown for the free kick. I didn't seem too pleased with the decision, but I think it was a fair decision by the referee in the end. Be another Trent Alexander-Arnold floater, no doubt. 10 minutes gone in the second half. No, he's gone short. Short of Van Dijk. Now that surprised everyone, including us commentators. Robertson trying to flick that in. Alexander-Arnold will keep it alive. Now then, can Jota hit the shot? Ronaldo quite turn. Ronaldo will shoot, and it's a good save from Mendy. He got everything behind it. A really good bit of goalkeeping that from Mendy in the Chelsea goal. And probably one of his more comfortable saves this evening, one has to say. The ball back at the other end with the man in yellow, that's Alisson. So we're coming up towards the final half an hour. There's a Liverpool player come tumbling there, but the referee's playing it on, and Thiago gets it back to Mendy. One goal now from either side. Could win or lose the title here. And here's Pulisic, he's going through. He's away from the defender, Van Dijk. Pulisic, great save. And that could be a title-saving save on the goalkeeper. But here comes Pulisic again. Second time round, he scored this time. And that is a huge blow for Liverpool. And the cheers will be reverberating around Old Trafford. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 2. This is unbelievable. Well, Chelsea had their say on Saturday when they denied United 2 points. Are they going to deny Liverpool 3, all 3? Well, Frank Lampard's men, whilst doing themselves a favour in terms of their own league position, are really having a huge say on this title race. Mount chipping it in. And Pulisic's initial effort a few seconds earlier had been brilliantly saved by Alisson. Made no mistake the second time. And what a beautiful weighted ball over the top. That is a brilliant pass. The assist of the season for me. And what a cool finish from Christian Pulisic. The American has put Chelsea ahead and has derailed Liverpool's title challenge with it. For the moment anyway. Here's Mount. It's a renewed confidence rather in Lampard's way of thinking. Havertz has just come on as a substitute. Oh my goodness, Gomez and Van Dijk. They were in 6s and 7s. And we saw that a couple of examples of the same sort of defensive frailties against Everton a couple of weeks ago in the Merseyside clash. Almost came to roost there. Corner comes in, and this time a much more accomplished heading display from Liverpool to get it away. Now Firmino has just come on as a substitute. Has found Henderson now. He's replaced Jota, by the way, for the record. Here he is now on the ball. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Bobby Firmino. If anyone can get Liverpool in it, he can. Into Mane. Mane shoots, gets a deflection, and Esqueta can't keep it from going behind. It's now the pressure's cranked up on Chelsea. Liverpool have to come out fighting now for the remaining minutes that remain here, because this is going to go down to the wire. Can they hold out Liverpool? That's the crucial question. Liverpool get a throw. We've had 70 minutes exactly, 20 to go. It's a long throw in there towards Salah, and he almost reached him, in fact. Mane keeps it, Firmino keeps it alive. Here's Wijnaldum. Thiago, Wijnaldum. And no foul there. Good old-fashioned shoulder charge now. Here's the big bulky Olivier Giroud. He's got Pulisic to his right, and he's been fouled too. He can make it absolute. It's Christian Pulisic for Chelsea, and that's a big save. That is a very big save indeed by Alisson, because if that goes in, it's 3-1, and surely Liverpool aren't going to come back from that. The danger's not over yet for them, though. Chelsea have a throw. Here's Mount. Jorginho and Havertz. Oh! Just over the crossbar. I'll tell you what, Chelsea are going to have their say in this title race. They might not be involved themselves, but they're having a huge say on things here in this last couple of games. 11 minutes to go now, and here come Chelsea again, but they've lost possession. Fabinho picks the ball up, finds Firmino. Still Bobby Firmino. He's still got the possession amazingly. Firmino with a shot, and a brilliant save from Mendy. Well, that is unbelievable, and Mendy is having a real storming game. A penalty save and two or three other magnificent saves. And you just get the feeling, is it going to be Chelsea's night tonight? But we'll just have to wait and see. Corner kick to Liverpool. They've had 20% more possession than what Chelsea have had, but here comes the corner, and Ronaldo was in there at the far post, and he heads over the top. I think he might have gone underneath it a little bit. It was another good corner again from Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Ronaldo, I think, just got his head underneath that and nodded it way over the bar. So a goal kick, and it's gripping stuff here at Anfield. There's no doubt about it, and we've had some gripping matches here. I've been lucky to come to this ground several times this season for Trevor Sports, in Champions League, FA Cup and Premier League, and we've seen some epic dramas here. Here's Mane now. Could it be 2-2 this time? No, Mendy again. Another magnificent save. Well, it's probably going to be Chelsea's man in the match if they deny Liverpool here. Looks all the way a dead favourite to be 2-2. But Mane couldn't take the chance, and what a big left hand that was from Mendy. They're not giving up this ghost by any means. 7 minutes to go. Liverpool aren't going to give up yet. The title defence really being flown off the buffers at the moment, unless they can find a goal here from Firmino, and he shoots wide. It didn't get a deflection. It's a goal kick, but by Bobby Firmino's own high standards, that was a poor finish. Bit of hesitancy in the Chelsea defence, and he scuffed that badly with his left foot, and Mendy not required on that occasion to make the save. And Oxlade-Chamberlain has replaced Mane. It's not been his night tonight. I don't think it's going to be Liverpool's unless they can find at least an equalising goal, maybe two in the remaining 5.5 minutes for stoppage time. Bobby Firmino's coming forward though, and we know how good he can be. Oh, he's fought another great save from Mendy. Well, I'll tell you what, the Chelsea goalkeeper's earning every single penny of his wage tonight. I'll tell you what, he's playing out of his skin, this goalkeeper. A goalkeeping masterclass if ever I've seen one this season. Stoppage time at the end, and if Manchester United win, they will be in heaven right now. A Liverpool defeat and a Manchester United victory, and the gap could be 5 points again. Unless Liverpool can find something now in the remaining seconds that remain. This is going to be the last chance. Here's Robertson. It's a good cross, but too close to the defender. Thiago shows great experience all those years at PSG, serving him well. Fabinho goes forward. Firmino goes forward. And again, Kovacic with a fantastic challenge. We've played 4 minutes of time added on, and that's it. What a result from Chelsea. They do their top 6 aspirations. A power of good in European football to go with it. Goals from Giroud and Pulisic won the day. Salah had already put Liverpool ahead on 12 minutes, but it was down to a masterclass in goalkeeping excellence from Mendy. And Liverpool's title challenge has been derailed. It's finished here. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 2. Amazing scenes.
A fine result for Chelsea, who come away with the win, and Liverpool, that's the 6th defeat of the season for them, but it keeps them just within touching distance of the Championship. To find out what happened and how their rivals in Manchester United and Manchester City played, it's down to Trevor Sinstat for a review of all the other games played. Manchester United went away to Crystal Palace, and it was Paul Pogba that nearly got them off to the perfect start. His free kick was well hit over the wall, but well marshalled by Vincent Gaeta. Manchester United ended up having a very frustrating night when they did create great chances. This one from Daniel James was one of the best that they had, but Dan James here went for power and just placed it wide of the post. Welshman skirting a big opportunity for Manchester United. Aaron Wan-Bissaka had a game of contrasting abilities. He was able to put in some great football here to set up Fred, which got Manchester United's goal. A really fine hit, but in truth he was given far too much room on the edge of the area. He was able to pick out a spot and score quite brilliantly. But Wan-Bissaka would be a fault for the penalty that Crystal Palace were to win. On first glance it looked as if Wan-Bissaka got everything. However, replays did show that he did catch more of the man than the ball, and as the modern day rules go, despite Manchester United protest, a penalty was awarded. Luka Miljovic had the opportunity and the captain responded. His penalty was brilliantly placed past David De Gea, and Crystal Palace drew themselves level. The night itself will be rather forgetful for Manchester United. After Crystal Palace's goal, they continued to march forward, the Eagles, and after a rash challenge after already being good, Mason Greenwood knew the writing was on the wall, and sadly the referee gave him his marching orders. Another game in which a Manchester United forward has been sent off. You've got to be careful at the moment, they run out of strikers. Mason Greenwood means, along with Marcus Rashford, they will both miss the Manchester derby. For Manchester United, it was a point, but it was only enough to stretch their lead to 3 over the rest. Manchester City had a completely dominant game against Wolverhampton Wanderers, but were only able to bag 2 goals. They came early on in the contest. João Cancelo with the low cross that Raheem Sterling stabbed home to put them in the lead after only 3 minutes. A lightning start for the citizens. Manchester City in truth had chance after chance, and Wolves were pretty overwhelmed in the end. But they were only able to get one more goal, and that came just 15 minutes later. Bernardo Silva here with an excellent jinking run beaten Connor Cody, far too much room, and found the top corner with an excellently placed finish. 2-0, but on the Manchester City had their finishing boots on. In truth, it could have been 6 or 7. They really were that dominant. A good win for City though, brings them level with Liverpool in the race for the Championship. Raheem Sterling the star of the show. Spurs vs Southampton was the highest scoring game in Premier League history, and it got off to a lightning start. Harry Kane's goal coming in less than 92 seconds after the start. It would be a night in which Kane would collect himself a match ball +1 in a pulsating performance. Moving forward, Tottenham Hotspur were excellent, brought on by Gareth Bale and Dele Alli, both starting for the first time this season. And it showed because it seemed to free up Harry Kane to score at will. This opportunity he was able to jink and jive and thrive and find himself right the way through the Southampton defence. Southampton though did show that there are frailties in the Spurs defence. Minamito on loan from Liverpool found himself with all the room in the world, duly obliged and pulled a goal back early in the first half. But the first half wasn't over with goals. An opportunity when Dele Alli crossed the ball in. Bale's header going back across goal. Kane with the furthest to it. Not done well since we've seen a goal scored by 2 people heading ball in the area. But Kane had himself a first half hat-trick. And he was able to add to that in the second half. Dele Alli to Kane. It was a formation and a passing combination that really lit up the Premier League under Mauricio Pochettino's era. I'm sure Jose Mourinho will want more of the same. Kane providing and getting himself Spurs' 4th, 4-1 to Tottenham. But that wasn't it. There was an opportunity for Southampton to get one back. Nathan Redmond found Danny Ings with far too much room in the area. Certainly a game in which the defenders completely forgot about. Certain pundit might have called it diabolical back in the day. Spurs' next goal arrived from a corner, Giovanni Lo Celso getting on the end of it and just toe poking the ball home. A comfortable header, it has to be said, but in all fairness, it was no more than the game deserved with the way the game was going. The Southampton went out of it and did find themselves with another chance when Minamino header across the goal was met by Ramsey, who headed the ball in and gave Southampton hope. Step forward stoppage time and step forward Gareth Bale to finally show what he was all about. Dele Alli's ball finds Steven Bergwijn. A real mix-up in the area in which Son's effort is blocked and pulled back. For Gareth Bale, it's just a simple tap in from about 5 yards. And Gareth Bale thought that was it, but there was an extra added amount of stoppage time due to all the chances. Lo Celso winning in a challenge and Gareth Bale all the time in the world to march forward, one-on-one, and he made it 7-3. It's a scoreline that people will look back on as the highest scoring Premier League game, not the highest scoring game that we've had in recent times. They were just one goal short of that. A dominant performance by Spurs. Southampton, though, really got to be worried. They could find themselves a relegation battle if they don't pick up the form soon. For Spurs, they're back in the hunt for the Champions League. Everton had a fine performance away from home in being able to beat West Bromwich Albion. It was Gylfi Sigurdsson that found himself getting the opening goal. After Dominic Calvert-Lewin's effort struck the post, Sigurdsson was quick to it. But it was poor defending that put in the chance for Diagne to get one back for West Bromwich Albion. 1-0 game on, Sam Allardyce's side must have thought they were right in a battle. But it wasn't to be the case. Carlo Ancelotti at the moment has got West Bromwich Albion playing some fantastic football, and not before long they had themselves back in front. And it was a fine free kick by Luca Digne that did it. Beautifully timed and lifted over the wall to absolute perfection. 2-1 became 3-1 not before long after some poor defending. Seamus Coleman laying a ball into Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who passed it coolly to Richarlison, who had all the time in the world, and made it 3-1. Richarlison has been in great form at the moment, and he continued to show it with his fourth goal. That was an excellently well taken volley. Alex Iwobi's ball in, the header wasn't dealt with, Richarlison dealt with a flick on, the finish was sublime. Really was a top quality goal from Richarlison, and the replay showed how he hit it just about perfectly. Wasn't to be all of it in the end. There was a chance for Iwobi to make it 5. He found himself 1-on-1 on goal. He was brought down just as the referee was about to blow for the whistle, picked himself back up and slotted the ball home. Memo to all the young fans watching the game: never give up and always play to the whistle. Iwobi did, and he went ahead and struck an arrow into the hearts of West Bromwich Albion fans. The Baggies beaten, the Toffees move up, and they look to be a real formidable force as the second half of the season continues. Fulham met Leeds United knowing that really a win was required to get them back out of this relegation scrap that they're in. And it turned out to be a great opportunity for them. Tete with a delightful ball into Decourt over Reed. First touch was cruel, second touch was class, able to rob the keeper of his opportunity to get back in the match. Leeds United left it late but were able to get themselves level with 4 minutes of the match remaining. Rafinha's ball through to Helder Koska, who just seemed to wait for his moment and then slotted the ball in to make it 1-1. It was a game in which Leeds United pressed but never really showed any real quality. As for Fulham, they'll feel as if it was 2 points dropped. In the end, it was a result that didn't really help either side, but it does put Fulham ahead of Sheffield United. Burnley and Leicester City met in a game in which really was two contrasting fortunes. First half was very much all about Leicester City, particularly James Maddison played some sublime stuff. Ozzy Perez win all the time in the world, back to Maddison again, and look at this for a finish. Nick Pope didn't even move, placed it just about perfectly. Some people have asked, where does James Maddison fit in the England setup? We showed it quite brilliantly here on the Summer on Trevor Sports. As for Leicester City, we'll wait to fit it in the Premier League season. At the moment, they're looking to get Champions League football. And with Utd getting the end of James Justin's glass cross, well, they've got a real shout. The Belgian player in fine form. But Leicester City weren't going to have the game their own way. Burnley found themselves a way back into it. And Goodmanson was the theory. Jay Rodriguez relying on his brilliant crossing and was able to knock the ball in and get Burnley a goal back. And it was Goodmanson that found a way to get the equaliser. Was given the opportunity to score a free kick and duly obliged with a brilliantly well-struck shot. 2-2, well, it doesn't help either side in their championship challenges all out of getting out of relegation. At least it's not a defeat, and it might keep our lead commentator just a little bit happier. Sheffield United have been in free fall since the early part of the season, and they faced a Villa side that frustrated them for long periods of the game. However, a minute into stoppage time, this happened. Ollie Watkins able to square the ball back to Trezeguet, who found Jack Grealish, and the cruelest of efforts just bounced a couple of times over the line, and it was the winning goal for Aston Villa. A minute into time added on, it broke Sheffield United hearts at Bramall Lane completely in half. As for Aston Villa, great win for them. Brighton, Hove, Albion and Newcastle United really was a battle of a side struggling for relegation versus another side that hoping not to be in a battle. However, Joe Linton showed his quality, his excellent turn and strength, and the finish to the match was quite sublime, put Newcastle United into the lead. Brighton, though, showed they had something about them, and despite the little jigging, seemed to spur themselves into the game. And it was Trossard's ball back to Bissouma that found Yangabash, and there was an opportunity for Brighton. Teo's ball across, Malpai with a cool finish, one apiece. But the Amex Arena, there was to be no decisive goal. It really is looking like championship bound for Brighton Hove Albion. Newcastle United will very much hope come May that they are not joining them. West Ham United and Arsenal was a very interesting London derby between two sides that traditionally don't get on. And there was opportunities galore with West Ham United striking the post and a number of fine free kicks. But it was Arsenal that got the breakthrough. Bukayo Saka, a young Englishman, surprising everybody and has scoring a fine goal this was, splitting the West Ham defence completely in half. West Ham United were able to get themselves level. Coufal's ball found Antonio. It was a switching off moment for David Luiz. Look at Antonio, the Englishman again, showing just what you should never do to him, striking back for the Hammers. And Aaron Cresswell continued his personal battle at the moment with the Arsenal crossbar, striking it yet again. West Ham United, well, they've got Jesse Lingard on loan, and what a loan signing he's shown out to be. This absolutely brilliant chip over Bert Leno put West Ham United in the lead. How Jesse Lingard may be thinking that there may be a place for him in the next England squad. As for Arsenal, well, they did find themselves an opportunity to go level again. And it's Jared Bowen that ended up catching Bukayo Saka. Referee pointed to the spot, and Arsenal had a priceless penalty to equalise. Step forward, the man on loan from Real Madrid. Martin Odegaard, the prodigy, well, he went ahead and banged his penalty in. A fine finish by him, stepping up and pushing all other Arsenal players out of the way to take the spot kick. A star may be born. But there was time for one more chance for West Ham. Souček arriving at the near post and hitting the side netting. And that was about it in the end. 2-2 between these proud London clubs. Well, the 11-goal thriller between Tottenham Hotspur and Southampton will definitely be one for the record box. The highest scoring Premier League game we've ever had. My word, that is something quite spectacular. Everton, 5-1 winners away from home against West Bromwich Albion. I'll do Sam Allardyce's tide. No favours from the relegation standpoint. Fulham with a good result, unlucky not to take all three, as do Crystal Palace holding Manchester United. Manchester City victorious in the top half of the table in the Championship challenges, and a couple of 2-2 draws for Burnley, Leicester, West Ham and Arsenal. Bottom of the table, well, Fulham climb ahead of Sheffield United, now a point behind West Bromwich Albion in the relegation dogfight. Realistically, anybody from Crystal Palace, potentially through to Arsenal at the moment, may find themselves in a relegation battle if they don't do something soon. Brighton looking increasingly in trouble. Top of the table, Manchester United's lead after that draw is stretched to 3 points. Just 1 point game for them, but Liverpool losing and Manchester City victorious brings them back into the battle. Spurs, after that dominant win, move ahead into 4th, and Leicester City are also there. Realistically, the top 5 find themselves separated by 6 points and are all in potentially a title race with 11 games to go. Everton move up to 6th, a point ahead of Chelsea. Aston Villa up to 8th, and West Ham up to 9th. Next for us on Matchday, join us at the weekend. Manchester City versus Manchester United. It's always a tasty game that. First versus third will take place. Also have West Brom's game and highlights with that of Newcastle United. West Brom look to try and fight their way out of the relegation dogfight. And of course, we've got Sportsnight, Champions League action returning to us. Last 16 games, Liverpool hosting Borussia Dortmund at home. Lazio, well, they're going to host Chelsea in an early afternoon Champions League game. And Krasnodar will host Manchester United away. Plus, we'll bring you all the goals from all the rest of the games. So, thank you very much for joining us on a Premier League edition of Sportsnight. And the Premier League has certainly delivered a record-breaking haul of goals and 4 for Harry Kane as Spurs ran out 7-3 winners. But I'm sure Chelsea's winner will be absolutely priceless. Good night.